Alright, hold on a minute. There's a lot that I'm kind of moving around in the background. Uh, I'm gonna leave this on, and I will be back in just a minute. Damn, I guess past me thought ahead of present me again. However, I have at least one thing to share before we officially begin, because I can. Hmm, where is it? You be quiet. I probably should have also checked, like, the settings on this beforehand anyway. Just to, like, be sure I have everything right. Yeah, I'm gonna quit this. Arm brace is on. My Twitter logged off. And a neat thing that I wish to share with everybody. I might share this again later because it's fun, but I also kind of had this in mind anyway. Let me make sure that I have this here. Close this. The silence is deafening. Alright, here we go. This is something that I've been working on. Those people were silent. Trying to persuade the should be refuted. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Title sequences. Okay, that does change things. Got it. Alright, are we ready? Ready to go? Here we go. The toughest of terrors, the darkest of days. He's a dangerous weapon. He was born in this pain. I knew I should have edited that one out. Nah. Go away. 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 Yeah. tallest of mountains. Don't you forget it. Excuse me. No! Byung, 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 byung. Oh. Wow. Curses. Alright, that's enough of that. Yeah. Oh, I should I'll leave that around for now. I will close this off. And you know what? I probably should get some things ready. I was originally thinking of starting up a bit of Baldur's Gate, but I'm gonna be real. This is gonna take me a heck of a long time to get through. So I might as well get things started. Hell, I was actually kind of started a bit earlier because I was gonna think like, yeah, what if I get a bit of Baldur's Gate in? Like, no, realistically, no. I'm gonna need some time to make sure that I got what I need done because it takes me a while to do things, and not to mention I kind of get tired after a while. I do not have a whole lot of energy in me to do things. Um, there is something I wanted to look at. Um, oh, I did that all without logging into my. Okay. I was gonna look up something on my Ko-fi. Uh, but I guess the payments that I did for that were, in fact, not on the account. So, whatever. I wanted to look up something, how long something has been since I paid for it. Anyway, hello, people. Hello, Ranma. Hello, me. I hope we're doing okay today. I will start things up in just a bit, as far as our little presentation is going. I forgot to lower the volume of the. I forgot to lower the volume. Okay, of the music. Do I have anything else I want to share? Kind of. Hold on. We are waiting on something. Because we got an order. Well, not order. One of the things that we whatchamacallit. Tracking number. Okay, it just says shipped. I'm going to assume. I'm basically waiting to see if when we'll get the Aztec death whistle, because it'll be funny to use. I have a feeling it probably won't show up soon enough. I want to see if I can find like more support when business can almost security your orders. It was worth a try. Alright, I wanted to look up to see if I could track the order, but so far, no. It's fine. Hold on a second, I thought I heard something. Never mind, it was all just my imagination anyway. There was something else. Oh yeah, so Kawaki store, online shop for a lot of the collector stuff that I kind of go for. They are doing a neat little lottery giveaway on their YouTube channel to basically gain a chance to get basically a 10% discount on an item, or get like a free Haya Toys Godzilla figure or something of the like, something of similar value. But I also saw something that really caught my eye, was the fact that you can right now order on their website whatchamacallit, uh High Exquisite Basic Skullcrawler, the red one, from the Godzilla vs. Kong movie. And my issue with it is that the price for it has increased, but I'm assuming some Steam other one Steam decides to send you into a login loop whenever I try to make a purchase. Oof. I hate that. But suffice it to say, there is a thing I really want that I can get sooner for $10-ish more, $15 more. I'm assuming that's all because they are accounting for shipping. But which begs the question, am I really willing to pay more money for this sooner than later? Kind of. um let's see. I know I have it on the throne. I have the on my throne the figure directly from Haya. Here. Let's swap this real quick. Does it? Hello? Throne? Are you not gonna do the thing? Did I accidentally delete it? No, because that's not the delete button. But something did move. What the hell? Hold on. No, okay, now I lost something. There's no way I sent... There's no way I deleted it, right? Well, great. Now I'm gonna just have to freaking... You know what? I'll just grab this one. Put it in here, I guess. Because I lost where the other one went. Fuck it. This. Why not? Put it here up. Because I don't know where the hell the higher one went. There it is. Yeah, that one. What else? What else? What else is going on around here? None. Not really. Not much. I just hope everybody has been having an excellent time wherever they are, whatever they're doing. It is, in fact, the Halloween. So I hope everybody gets a good time, you know, going out. Whatever mischief make you're doing, be safe, be considerate, grab candy, eat candy, give candy, perpetuate the diabetes, I guess. I don't fucking know, man. Have anything new to say? Anything special? Anything different to add? Not a whole lot. The Zeus model. Oh yeah, that thing looked pretty neat. That thing looked really cool. Oh yeah, we got to see Jobby the Hong's video on the Black Mamba Transmetal 2 Dinobot. Oh boy, was that actual agony. Oh. Well, at least we know what to expect, I suppose. And Lubar, Vermont, raiding in with 12 people. Yes, there is in fact an I here. Hello, welcome. Hello everybody from Lubar's stream. It is I, who else could it be but the Hollowed Eye. We are currently just beginning our celebration of 3-year anniversary. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of funds to do a whole lot of things, so you kind of missed a fairly lengthy and kind of fun music video I put together. I will probably play it again at some point later tonight. Suffice it to say, I understand that everybody's got fun things to do. It's Halloween. That being said, if you need to raid and dip, feel free to do so, Lubar. Everybody who needs to go out, leave, have fun, enjoy your time, whatever Halloween festivities you got going on, please feel free to do so. Also, if you feel like sticking around, I'm gonna hit you with the intro scene. Hit it. Oh. Here. Why did that... Why was that sound...
Looking at the trajectory of the moon and the sun...
That's on you, pal. Goddamn, Tricky. Goddamn, Tricky. Halt, chill, Jesus Christ. Oh, there's one. Oh, and... there went one. The Croco! You attack! So, Scarecrow is dead. Ah, bueno pues. Because sometimes I will get distracted and suddenly I'm just gonna be like, wait, which way was I going? Oh no. Because that has happened to me before where I forget, wait, which turn was it? Oh no. But I can literally just keep doing this, and eventually it'll come back to normal.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Hold on a second. Ah! I might as well grab you. You. There we go. Put you right there. Yeah. Okay. Might as well activate Blob. Because I'm pretty much just gonna be here vibing and chilling, chatting about things. Oh, I didn't even shout you out. Yeah, 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 yeah. There we go. Lubar. You haven't already been following Lubar? Why aren't you? He's really fun. He's cool. He's an eyeball. He chose to break the meta. Become I. Very based. Very based. So, I got a few things that I kind of want to talk about before we get started. I'm still kind of waiting on a few things that were given to us yesterday from Sobek, the goofy ass crocodile man. We have, let's see, he got us another Nintendo Switch power cable. We got the Aztec Death Whistle, and he has funded the whatchamacallit, the Ghost Pyramix Cube. Not Ghost Pyramix Cube, the Ghost, yeah, Ninja Ghost Cube. Yeah. So, first few ads. Anyway, the if anything, I need to check my bank account to see if whatchamacallit. I need to check my account to see if they had if the funds have already gone in. I know my drone says that it's in, so I could just go out of my way and get it right now. I don't see why not. Credited. I've seen this thing be sold out several times, so I probably should grab it while I can. So let's see. What else? What else? What else? What else we got going on today? No, I got nothing. So, oh, as I said before, I was thinking about playing Baldur's Gate 3 for a little bit, but given how much time we've spent already, we should probably start doing our little slideshow. Also, we have an incoming ad break in 10 seconds. Consider subscribing or getting yourself a Twitch Turbo. You avoid the ads. Ads help me, so I'm sorry for what's about to happen to you. Anyway. Goxin Grindor. Yeah. Hope you guys have been doing well so far. Oh, I need to close that tab. I don't need that tab open. You know what? I might as well. Oh, it's a gift wrap. Oh, okay, I don't need that. You know what? Here, let's go through the process of grabbing this thing. Add to cart. Ooh, it's a spooky Halloween cube. Ah. Let's see. Standard shipping, priority. No, that's fine. Protected, shippers. Closing that, closing that. Yeah, sure, let's go for it. Standard priority shipping. That should be enough. That money should have transferred over, so everything is looking pretty snazzy. Boom. Order has been placed. You know what? Here. I'm gonna do you guys a little Actually, you know what? Here. Join me. Join me. Join me. You know what? No. I'll keep the music going. Drone, go over here. And just for the sake of fun, because I really like using this model every now and then, because it's awesome. Where are you? Come on. Let me... Thank you. No, not that. This. I just really like using this model a lot. It's fun. Ah. Bear! Look at me. I'm a bear. A black bear. A free model made by Moo Clover. I love this thing. It's a fun, a little bear. Alright. Yeah, I actually kind of want to show you guys something. So this is the store where we just got the cube from, and I'm gonna look up a funny little video about it. But first, look at the spooky cubes. Look at these spooky little cubes. And a neat little playmat and a cool little stand for your cube is very good. Is very nice. Oh yeah, so these are like some oils, or something of the like lubricant, basically to help with the turning the faces of your cube, your puzzle of choice. Also, this has already been delivered, so I'll mark that as delivered. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone at the moment. Hi. Okay. But yeah, look at this. I like the little orange on the inside. Oh, it's orange and purple. That's pretty. That's really pretty. So I'm assuming... Oh, they took away the blue color. Okay. So, okay, hold on. So that's purple. So, like, the pumpkin face, I think, is the blue the blue-like side. I'm assuming that's the white side up there. Oh, or is it just purple? The purple has now replaced the blue. Or maybe replaced the green. I don't know. Oh, I love the jack-o'-lantern. This little jack-o'-lantern stand. That's adorable. And that's some pretty stuff. Alright, but this is what we ordered. The Ghost Cube. This thing is scary. That thing is a real terror. And I'm gonna show you why it's a real terror in a minute. I wonder. Ocean Gan? No? Okay. I just wanted to make sure that that was even available. Okay, here. I want to show you guys see if I can find the Ghost Cube. Ghost Cube? I guess it is going to be one of these. Hold on a second. You be quiet. This is the Ghost Cube. Oh, wrong one. Uh-oh. Nope. Oh. Uh. Okay, I know there was another one that he posted that had it. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna look at this. No, not you. Go away. You. I know it's you because this Soup Timmy. He's honestly my favorite like puzzle cube content creator. He even has like his some of yeah. He's got a yep. Yeah. The Soup Legion. All right. Where it's gonna be an old video. Maybe was there something wrong? Colorblind. No. Oh, that's a puzzle that I really want to get my hands on at some point. No, no. Everyone stick your service. Oh, here we go. What the hell? Oh. Oh. Oh my god, what the hell just happened? We like somehow scrolled past the video I wanted to show. Where is it? Where'd it go? Get back here. I think I passed it again. Okay, so it was beneath that one. Here we go. Yep. Oh, I just realized that I have audio muted. I'm sorry. Let's try that again. Ooh. Oh. Yo. Yo, let's go. He solved it. Hell yeah. All right. I'm gonna bring back some music. Okay, boop. And that there. All right. I think I've stalled long enough. Come on. It's time for me to face the consequences of my actions. This. Yep. Here we go. We're about to jump in, boys. Oh, let me... You know what? I'm gonna do that. And then... I should probably go use the restroom real quick before we actually begin. So, hold on a second. I'm about to dissociate. Alright, we're back. Okay, so I think before we officially begin, I feel like I should give us some, I guess a bit of background information about myself and where we're all going. So, what do we have here? My treasured creations, who will know something of me? An LZ presentation brought to you by Hollow, the host. It's me. Hey, I'm a guy. So, wait, actually, did Past Me think ahead of me again? Let's find out. Okay. So, how do I put this without just reading it? Well, basically, yeah, we're going over characters, OCs that I have created over the years for the purpose of roleplay, primarily for TTRPGs that I have partaken in. I have been playing, like, you know, like tabletop RPGs for many years. I've picked them up on and off again over the past, oh boy, 12 years? 13 years, I think? Let me do some math. As I freaking grab my phone. Curse you, bad arm. I have to wear this big brace because I'm starting to think what I have is basically some form of tennis elbow, which is kind of hilarious to me. Wait, no, hold on. No, let me do that math again. Yeah, 16 years. Alright, I've been doing this shit for 16 years, every now and again. Not to mention my own, just, fascination of storytelling, character creation, character writing. Like, I've been at this for a long time. I've made quite a few characters here and there. Sorry, I had to put up some chapstick. Anyway, I've made quite a few different, like, characters narratively, creatively through writing, because as much as as much as I would like to be like a visual artist of like actually drawing and painting things, hell, I've even like made the attempts of taking up art classes, drawing and designing things. I'm just not pleased with, well, not only was I not super pleased with my art style, I also just I actually just reached like a point in my life where just there was no time for it anymore. Like I had to move on, I had to do other things, and unfortunately I put that aside and focused on a bunch of other stuff. But my fascination with storytelling, with writing, with the creative, making creative narrative processes, whatever words, that still stuck with me, and I do my best to use my words to paint pictures in the minds of my readers. Um, because if I can't pick up a, well, I can't pick up a pen. It's just gonna be awful when I actually physically draw something. But if I can't physically manifest with my hand what I want something to visually look like, I will use my words to get across what my readers can come up with, will think of. So, and D&D has been a very positive creative outlet for me when it came to just exploring character concepts, exploring, hell, just like my own internal like ideas, perspectives, pain, you know? Like, and let me tell you, these are probably like not even half of the characters that I came up with over the past 16 years. These characters that I'm going to be talking about are relatively the most recent, but I think have been the most impactful on me as a person, as like somebody who likes to fancy themselves a bit as a writer, and characters that will probably stay with me for the rest of my life. And I hear sirens outside. Oh, it's not even nighttime, and somebody already messed it up for everybody. Oh right, hold on. I keep forgetting that those are my toggles. All right, we're gonna get to these guys in a second. Hold on. Can I like? Can I go back? No. Okay, past me. You shuck at this. All right. So, do I have anything else I want to share before we move on from this? If you have any questions, concerns, comments, well, mostly, I mean, if you want to comment something, sure, go ahead and comment and engage with us a bit. But if you have any like big questions about things, about my time playing games, writing, what characters, or if any of these individual characters uh make you want to ask a question about anything, please feel free to I don't know, make a question. This is all for fun. None of this is super serious. So I mean, some constructive criticism is nice, but just don't criticize and be an asshole. That's all I ask. This is literally just things that I come up with. You want to help and try to improve and help make things a bit better by asking me some things, give me a new perspective or idea, feel free to do so. And now, here we go. But why no? Oh, right. Hold on. Oh, that's gonna be a Okay, I'm just gonna shrink this down a bit more. Yeah, it's fine. All right. Why no original art though? Okay, so everybody here. Oh, I'm gonna lock this in. So everybody here, even these guys behind me, what you see before you is the question is I'm asking a question, why no original art except for this guy up here? Because no money. Uh at the time, in retrospect, to be fair, I had a bit of money to get official art for at least one, two, three, four of these guys. In retrospect, I probably did have some money that I could have spent on like official art, but I never really thought about it. And which leads to what I'm saying over here. Drone, if you please. Yeah, no. Yeah, like I said, we got one art. There were really no long-term plans at the time of just like, fully immortalizing or remembering these characters. Like when I created these characters, I just thought of things in the moment. I didn't think of, legacy. I didn't think of like what am I going to really like these characters and hold on to them forever? You know, you make you literally just make when it comes to playing these games, you make these characters for the mechanical purpose of you engaging with your friends in a game, right? You don't just make a character and instantly think and expect them to like be something so groundbreaking or prolific, something that's gonna change lives, that's gonna like you just make it and then you just go on. Um every single I guess image that you see here, uh the reason we have these here is because these were just the icons. These were literally just like character little tokens that we would have on the game mat. Well, as you could say, these were online games. These were literally just, what I used to just like help represent the character on the tabletop on the digital map. Because at the time we were playing like, oh god, so this was basically just before and like kind of during the pandemic. So yeah, these characters just exist digitally, and so we just use these as character icons. And we're gonna go through pretty much all of these guys. The only thing I will say is that some of these are the same character. For example, these two down here, same character. This is a separate character. This is a separate character. These two are the same character. These two are the same character. This is a separate character. Separate, separate. These two are the same, and these two up here are the same. Oh boy, that one's gonna be a long one to go through. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. All right. Now then. Now that I've done all that, I'm assuming we have no further questions, no further comments from the gallery, as it were. If the gallery is mostly here, I understand if you tabbed away. This is kind of going to be kind of boring, but I'm going to vomit this out into the world, and nothing can stop me. Do not the cat. Very important. What I said earlier. Do not insult, criticize, mock, shame anything you might see here. This is just for fun. Don't be an ass. Just sit back and vibe with us. Everybody got that? Sweet. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna take a bit of a little Hershey candy that I got here, that I got for myself. All right. Mm-hmm. 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 Hmm. Okay. So, sorry. To begin, the setting these characters inhabit all come well. Okay. I knew I was supposed to edit something from here. All right. The majority of the characters that we are about to witness, or that I'm about to break down and talk about, all come from a shared setting of a homebrew game. The world itself is called Talara. It is roughly... I don't want to say okay, it is its own unique physical world, right? It has its own sort of creation, myth, its own story, its own history. Um, a lot of the cosmology is pretty much the same as Wizards of the Coast, official like Faerun, Toril setting, if you. I did not go through the bullshit of the past few months just for this shit to fail. Fuck you. I am going to make this work, whether they like it or not. Anyway, hello, we're back. If any of you are even still with us. If not, well, fuck. I'm just going to shout at the ether, and whether or not any of you listen or hear is your fucking problem. I swear to God, music, I will commit heinous acts. Speaking of music, I probably should have set up... Hold on. Now I'm being self-conscious. Hold on. Now I want to see if I can find, like, a playlist that I can get behind. Be quiet, ads. Ads, you are despicable to me. You know, in hindsight, I probably should have left that other tab open. God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna grab you again. Over here, and then I'm gonna do this. This probably will not go as well as I want it to, but we're gonna do it anyway. What oddly fitting theme to go with what we're doing today. Alright. So. Cosmology, roughly the same. The inhabitants... what the hell? No. No. What? Oh my god. God damn it. What? No, what? What? There we go. The timeline... The timeline's gonna be a bit whack for this, guys. So... bear with me. Because... this is not in chronological order as far as, like, the shared, you know, setting are for the... As far as the characters who are in a shared setting, this is not in any chronological order at all. I'm gonna do my best to explain where they are and when it happens and when things... When, what, when, where... Who, what, when, where, why. Got it. Any further questions? If not, that's great. Let's go. Damn, I don't... Curse you, ADHD, hold on. Now I need to... You be quiet now, you be quiet. Hold on, I need to play the right song for this, because I forgot that that was something I really wanted to do. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, I'll grab your cover of it. Alright, so here he is, the legend. I have talked about him to several people in the past. I'm sure there's quite a few individuals who have at least heard of this man. Can it be the Bantu man, the Bantu man? He will not and really want, that's how he was made. Okay, anyway. So, this is Bantu. The Bugbear Rogue Assassinator. Very tall lad. A lot of white fur, because he's kind of, because as bugbears tend to be, part of their trait is long-limbed. Meaning, for some reason, their limbs are so long that when they get in combat, when they're moving dynamically, those long limbs can reach further than the average humanoid creature. So basically he can reach a square further to hit you with a melee weapon. And he doesn't even need a pole arm. He can just reach over and stab you. So because of that trait of bugbears, they felt much more ape-like in their proportions to me. Like I register them more like, yeah, like apes, with and less like bear, as the name implies, bugbear. So I picture them as having more ape-like traits, which make me think of the brutes from Halo. So I'm like, what if I make this a goof, this fool, because Bontu, while having incredible stats, by level 20 he had a by level 20 by level 4 he had a 20 in strength and a 20 in dex. Dude, the bro was solid, which, having already a 20 in dex as a rogue is pretty good, because dexterity is a very important trait. I also just found the idea of like a strength-based rogue to be funny to me. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just make a strength rogue. He hits things with physical strength and not necessarily just dexterity, because I think that's funny. I might as well grab this because I'm gonna need this. Being already naturally good in stealth as a bugbear, because they gain proficiency in it, I just decided to add in the whatchamacallit, expertise to make him super stealthy. The most ridiculous role character I've ever dungeon mastered for. There he is. There he is. That's him. That's the man. Look at him. I got you now. This man is the problem. This man is the root of everybody's problems in this slideshow. Well, almost everybody's problems in this slideshow. Tonerman 3 is the DM who allowed the existence of most of these characters. So you can blame him and all of the difficult trauma and issues that they ever had to undergo through. Well, at least most of it. The rest of it is me. How do I put this? He had an expertise in stealth, athletics, and insight. Meaning that at low levels, he was very skilled in those traits. So I very much made Bontu a Yeti-coded individual, because much like a Yeti, he was stealthy like a cryptid. So suddenly, this 8'4", Yeti of a person, much like a Yeti, disappears out of nowhere, and you're like, where did Bontu go? Which is funny. That's funny as hell and scary. Which is why I probably really like the Raven Knights, the Raven Guard in Warhammer 40k, is the notion of like really big, like physically strong dudes who are just like, for some reason, unnaturally stealthy, and you're just like, where did he go? And then just like the next frame, they're just standing right behind you, like, oh. So here's the thing about Bontu. Wait, hold on. Do I have another slide for Bontu? Yeah. So the thing about Bontu is that he is, how do I say this? Part of his backstory is that he is actually, he is a very skilled assassin who is part of an order of like other, stab happy people. He is one of the higher ranking members of his order, and one of the things that he often gets away with is basically tricking the world into thinking that he's dumb. He in fact has a very high intelligence stat and is a pretty educated and cunning individual. Okay, I had a feeling this was going to be a problem. I'm just going to do this. Alright. He's a very cunning and devastating individual. He uses his big brainisms to pretty much uh disguise to literally convince the world that he's not he's not basically a bumbling idiot, like a non-threat. Like, oh, he's just some goofy ass, creature. Okay, hold on, no, no. We're gonna wait on that one. Yeah, this could work. That's a very special song that I'm gonna wait for a special person. Anyway, Bantu is, as I said, a deceitful, cunning person. Alter ego is called the Tower. Totally did not steal that from Shadow of War at all. Don't ask about it. So as I as I was talking about at the beginning, Bantu Man, the Bantu Man no Uta, well, it was just like my own sort of cover of the Devilman Crybaby Cry. Because for some reason, like, his more well, I guess monosyllabic or like third person speech made me think of Bantu a bit more as just like a kind of a goofy idiot. Famous Bantuisms. The most infamous thing is Bantu casts counterspell with gun. Long story short, Bantu was made for a, well, okay, I say that long story short. Now I'm gonna break it down. Bantu was made for a for a D&D game that was running the Descended to Avernus module. Um, it was a game that was set after a very important D&D game that was set afterwards in a timeline. Suffice it to say, part of the adventure is that Bantu came across, well, not Bantu. Basically, the party went in to investigate a lot of horrible misdeeds, dealings, going on in Baldur's Gate, and we ended up discovering some secret hidden infernal plots of evil. Chief among them is like basically the matriarch of like a noble house causing a ruckus. She had some kind of infernal made hell gun. We then proceeded to kick her ass, and Bantu took her gun. So this magical hellfire gun, if you will, hold on, that I was very much inspired by Thorn from Destiny 2. Right there is one of my favorite guns from the game. At some point, we encountered a enemy Cambion who was about to, like, I guess teleport away from the party as he saw that this encounter, this fight that he got into with our party was not going his way. Sort of as a gag, as a joke of trying to stop him from escaping, I was like, oh, Bantu cast counterspell with gun, and just pulls out and just shoots. We decided to go with it. He rolled a nat 20. So the Cambion escapes, but he's dead on the other side. He is just dead when he gets to the other side. It was great. It was so silly. He was definitely a character that I remember critting a fair amount on, especially when it was just like either really stupid gag moments of like Bantu trying to hide and just like staying perfectly still, putting a lampshade over his head, like boom, nobody will ever see him. Or just other like ridiculous moments. Oh my god, I just forgot about this one. Okay, so in the first session of the game, we go to this tavern. Tavern? Or was it an inn? It was just an inn. We went and talked to a contact that we had inside. and they're like, "Oh, he's up on the second floor or some shit." And they're like, "Oh, okay." So we go up the stairs. We talk to our contact who's sitting in like a far corner of the room, and one of us makes a perception check and realizes that there are people coming out. There are people outside who might be walking into the inn. And I ask like, "Hey, is there a window around here?" No, it doesn't seem like there's a window in this part of the inn. First, like, Bonto want to look out window. There doesn't seem to be a window in this part of the inn. Bonto make window. I roll a nat a nat 20 on an athletics check. Bonto just shoves his head outside of the floorboard, outside of the freaking wooden panels of the wall. Just like, Bonto has concussion. Like, he looks outside, he could see, but his head hurt. It was fun. It was great. It was uh okay, so this is something I kind of want to talk about. So part of this game's thing is that we had to everybody had to have like our biggest fears. Like every character had like a big like thing that they're afraid of. In retrospect, I think this was kind of really weird and dumb and not very well put together, you know, idea of a fear. Because I wanted to take the idea of like, oh, like somebody is like, scared or nervous around beautiful women or something. Okay, but what if like they're generally afraid? Like it is a phobia that they like that phobia you experience. Well, yeah, when you experience like what your like intense phobia is, just a physical reaction. Like, and I thought that was just a goofy idea at the time. That would be like a goofy, spin on it, like an super exaggeration on the concept of like somebody being like really nervous around what they're attracted what they're attracted to. But like, yeah, I feel like I could have done something better with that. As fun and ridiculous as Bontu was, the problem that I've encountered with him, he's very disruptive. He's a very disruptive character, and that can really mess with the flow of a game that's going on. The jokes would really slow things down. The goofy antics might take away from things, especially from like more, engaging moments, more interesting times. So, as fun and goofy as it has been to be him, I recognize his flaws. And while it would be cool to play this character again, I would probably tone a lot of things back. I would definitely tone a lot of things back. Because the whole point of being a D&D game is being, you know, with your friends, with a team, you know, sharing everything together. And I don't want to disrupt and cause problems like that. And I know I definitely have, from what I recall. Um, like a couple buddies being kind of meh about Bontu as a character, and in retrospect, I recognize that. I'm like, oh, okay, I see. Which is fine. Not everybody. Sometimes you create something that you think is really fun and awesome, and you realize that it kind of ended up disrupting things for people. And, well, we just have to learn and adapt and make something new. Or just put this guy away, which is fine. Sadly, the game he was part of had to come to a close. Uh, we couldn't keep it up anymore. Various reasons were happening, and just the game ended, and we never really completed anything with Pontu. But his legacy remains as just a goofball and a memory of just really silly doofus things I've done with buddies. Skulky bot. Hold on. Yeah, right there. So Skulky is a character that, how do I put this? I've had some, I don't know. In many ways, I do feel strongly for this character. But in some ways, I look back and I'm like, was he really all that necessary to be the way he was? Because I don't know. I in so let's provide some background. Skulker Unit 02 Mach 12 comes from a very specific game, a sci-fi based TTRPG. Um I wish I can remember the name of the original, I guess, core mechanic rulebook, the original, system we used, and the setting we were in. Uh, the the worst thing about it is that, like, the easiest way to simplify what the setting is probably my least favorite way of describing it, because I feel like it kind of diminishes. Uh, Not diminish. How to put this? Words. It makes it seem less than what it is, or rather diminutive, demean. I don't know. Furries in space is basically how the best way to describe it. I like to personally describe it as an after humanity setting of, like, what life on Earth is after humanity, after humans. In this setting, humans do manage to reach, cool future sci-fi things. Like, we finally make it to that point. Humans end up basically creating, like, chimeric animals and creatures. They start up as, like, pets, but then they eventually have, like, their own greater degree of sapience that gradually mutates and adapts over decades, centuries, I'd say. Humanity encounters horrible, terrible thing in Antarctica, and an apocalypse happens. Humanity basically goes extinct, and the inheritors of not just Earth, but also all the space colonies that we have in our galaxy, or solar system, I would say, uh, were given to these new chimeric creatures who have evolved and adapted into, like, sapient individuals, who then they go on to make their own things. They make their own, like, robots, AIs in their own images, so we got robot creatures. It's a whole wild thing. The idea is that Skulky, or the Skulker unit, uh, is sort of the last generation of truly mechanical robots. Like, just logical machine with its own sort of, like, function and programming directive to do things. Whereas a lot of these cogs, as they're called, robot adjacent people, they're basically just sapient people. They're just inorganic. They don't have, soft, fleshy, gooey tissue. They're just, you know, circuitry, hardware, tubes, whatever have you. Skulky started out as just basically just effectively like a freaking Project Warwick ass looking thing. Um, Suffice it to say, at some point in his story, or, like, I think, oh my god, it must have been like the second or third session of the game, uh, Skulky dies. Like, hit points drop to like below 0 and whatnot, and like his mechanical body is just beyond repair. Well, actually, no, I think it was repairable. Just we would have to raid some Arasaka shit. We'd have to like go tackle like the private military company that made him, and it's like, So Skulkybot's motherboard, for lack of a better term. Oh, hold on, where did this dust come from? What the hell? For lack of a better term, was salvageable. Oh, there was a time where they plugged him into like an APC and be like, Skulky, are you there? Pain. He's alive. uh, but suffice it to say, Skulky suggested of like, all right, I need an upgrade because I was supposed to be a pretty, you know, uh, efficient, deadly, weapon, and I got my non-existent ass cheeks clapped. What the fuck? So he dug up some. He basically hacked his way through some heavily secretive files of another like big tech company, and suggested to basically implant his CPU, his hard drive, into a cybernetically enhanced organic body. Of basically we're going to basically stem cell grow a creature and cybernetically enhance them and basically make it so that you can port me into that body. Okay? So through a lot of techno jargon, going through junkyards, finding the right kind of DNA samples, we got ourselves a cyber raptor. We basically have a cyborg Indoraptor as Skulky 2.0. Mechanically speaking, as the game, he was basically a fighter barbarian hybrid. And here now, Skulky as now no longer just a machine, but also a living organic creature, is experiencing everything that it is to be organically alive. So he's experiencing emotions, he's experiencing the sensation of touch, of smell, of taste. He's experiencing all of these things for the first time, and it's just a lot. It's just nothing but anxiety all the way through. Just an angry dinosaur cyborg ninja man who just wanted to fight and hurt things because he fight. Also experiencing food for the first time, he was like, what the fuck? I need more of this. I require more fuel. What, you mean you want another steak? I require more fuel! Skulky was kind of fun. I think he was getting a little on the edgy side of things. One of my favorite reoccurring jokes of Skulky is based on when they brought him back, because he was placed in a brand new body that was molded and made in basically like a giant, testing canister tube. He was like, my guy, I was literally born yesterday. No, I don't know what the fuck that means. That was probably one of my favorite things about him, is just like Skulky, do you not understand what this is? Like, no. I was born yesterday. What is it? It's so funny. It was very goofy. Yeah, very much a moody teenager. That was pretty much what he was. Plasma emitting talents, teeth, strong. He had grenades, some kind of computer integrated system. He had a hand bolter, basically, from like Warhammer. Oh, he had like a sniper, like cryo sniper rifle thing. And then my favorite thing about him, which I thought was just like mechanically kind of rad to me, the haste circuits. So because okay, this basically translated into Starfinder eventually. So Starfinder, Pathfinder, D&D, they have a spell that's really fun called haste. You basically activate Kaioken. You go fast, you go zoomy, you hit harder, you're harder to hit, etc. It's a power boost. It's a physical power boost. Uh, and he had the haste circuits kind of installed into him. I guess you could almost call it a Sandevistan in its own way, I guess. But what I liked about it a lot is that I pictured the haste circuits um kind of operating like the that one assassin in the first Hellboy movie, the guy who was literally just dust in his body. And he literally has to crank himself to like do things. So I honestly just pictured that of him just basically cranking this, I don't know, lever on his hip and just crank, 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 boom, boom, and just zoom. Uh, okay. Before I even get to him, ooh, hold on. There we go. So, last funny thing, or thing that I find funny about Skulky, is that he, how do I put this? So there was a job, a mission where we had to negotiate and go talk to some space pirates to help organize an alliance with us. Uh, we came across this space pirate captain who was kind of like a whatchamacallit. She was like a musk deer lady. So like, if you ever seen musk deer, they're the deers that have saber tooth fangs. Mm, hold on. Yeah. So what ended up happening? We're trying to get her to like, help us out with like recruiting pirates and whatnot. And she basically said, "Yeah, good luck with that. They only really follow themselves, and there's this sort of like tournament contest to like see who's gonna be like the next big pirate lord of the system." And we're like, "Fuck it, we'll join." If everybody decides to follow us because we're supposedly the next big pirate crew, then that kind of helps everybody. um, at the beginning when they had this like video call, Skulky was being very angry and like combative with this pirate lady, and she just was not ready for it. Because basically she was like a big tough like angry, well, not, I wouldn't say big, but she was basically a very like commanding, like angry little, I guess, girl boss. I guess I don't know. So she was like surprised and like, oh, this guy's fucking really in it, really like calling me out and going after me. Okay. We go to this space station. We fight some pirates in this crazy, battle arena. One of the supposed contenders was basically the person that killed Skulky, which Skulky took he took exception to that. Angie Hay Circuits zoomed halfway across the fucking arena, eviscerated that bitch. Fucking annihilated them. It was basically just an angry, fucking zoomy, vicious mauling of rage. It was funny. The match is over. We, I guess, technically win. The lady that we were talking to is our quote unquote captain. So, like, we basically jumped in under her name. Uh, there's like this. I hate how I have to keep unplugging and unplugging this. This is fucking ridiculous. Anyway, funny thing with Skulky happened. Edgy boy. The end. Alright, return to Monkey. And here we go, actual fan art. Not fan art. Actual commissioned art this time. Look at he. Look at he. This creature. So that's Malakota. Art was brought to you by One Kaiju Fluffs, aka Stacy. This boy. So this was part of a D&D, a tabletop game that was DM'd by a buddy of ours. They kind of wanted to, I guess, basically, like, try to DM for themselves and try to, like, make a game, play a game, you know, and also kind of do something new and different that wasn't strictly how, like, Dungeons and Dragons worked, and more like something that she can kind of control. Suffice it to say, the game was made for basically baby's first D&D game. It is something very simple and very easy to kind of follow, and yeah, it was a game meant to be based around kaiju, monsters, humanity, conflicts between them, etc. So let's talk about Monkey. This is Malakota, the design of which was very much a chimeric traits of mostly a mandrill, a porcupine, a vampire bat, and so on. So Malakota, Mandrillus desmodont, or like Titanus mandrillus desmodont, or whatever have you, as a scientific name for him, is a species of these giant, I guess, primates, for lack of a better term, who are actually mostly solitary. They are a mostly solitary species. And they have, whatchamacallit, a very bizarre trait in that they, how to put this, they have vampiric qualities of, not that they're undead, but that they can eat food, like they can eat, like, you know, organic materials to sustain themselves as food, but they primarily subsist on basically draining, like, the tangible energy life force that exists inside of kaiju, and each type of little like energy that they siphon off of can alter their bodies or alter their abilities. The primary trait about them is that vampiric ability allows them to have basically allows them to unlock these innately psychic powers. Because Malakota is a telepath. He is telepathic in nature. He has his own innate psychic abilities. The idea of just Malakota as a character came out with, I realized, like, seeing everybody's, like, kaiju so far, I'm like, I feel like I'm going to have to make the I'm going to make the token ape, the token primate of the group. You know, like a King Kong, if you will. But I didn't just want to copy King Kong, whether it's the original Showa interpretation or even copy, say, Rajang of, like, electric monkey, you know? I didn't want to copy that. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something that was biologically bizarre and also fascinating to think about. So I thought of like vampiric traits. Like he just like freaking drops down and latches onto something and just like take a big bite with those giant fucking canines. Right? Those, because that was the thing. I was like, wow, those are like massive canines. Because mandrills just have ridiculous teeth. So I'm like, should I make him venomous? Would it be kind of fucking weird, like a venomous primate with those like big ass canines to just inject venom into them? But like, wait, no, he doesn't inject venom into them. He just sucks the life out of them, like a freaking weird ass vampire bat. So because of his traits as a primate and also being psychic, he kind of became the de facto brain and leader of the group of kaiju in this game, because as I didn't specify, yeah, the entire game, like everybody on, all the players were a kaiju. We're basically a juvenile kaiju of some sort, and the whole purpose is for us to like level up to grow up to be adults, you know. And the idea was that, well, it was just funny. It made sense that, yeah, of course the primate's going to be the brain of the group. Primates are very intelligent, but it's also just fun to think about the leader of your group is not above throwing his own poop at you. um, that being said, because of his telepathic abilities, he was effectively the talker also of the group, because while everybody was able to like everybody in the party was able to interact and talk with other kaiju NPCs, there was no other real way to converse with human NPCs, which is what Malakota ended up facilitating. Like he was able, because of his telepathy, he was able to get across ideas or thoughts about things and able to really, convey to humans like what is happening, what they're thinking, and what they want to do. Which was really fun. It was really cool. I really liked Malakota. He was a very interesting character who kind of grew up fast, which I feel bad for, because like it felt like that I didn't put enough effort in really trying to make him like a fun or like a goofy kid, because they're all supposed to be young, but like I guess I argued that like his species maybe mentally develops faster. Yeah, they mature faster because they are a solitary species for the most part, but I feel like I made him too mature for the character that I was trying to portray. But suffice it to say, I miss Malakota a lot. He was a really fun character, even though he's probably the character I've played the least here. I don't know. I just liked everything about Malakota. The vibe, the abilities, the power set that he had. Because he's a primate, he's the only one who makes or not makes, or just uses tools. There were these mechs that were like out hunting us. At some point, Malakota managed to like not just disarm them, but also like took this like ridiculous chainsaw sword that one of them had, and just started using it against them. And it's like, oh, I got a big boy stick. I will take this big boy stick with me. It's very useful. It was great. It was fun. However, if I remember correctly, the issues with Malakota when it came to that game, and I think almost everybody had the same problem. Everybody was rolling super low. Like I swear nobody was rolled higher than a 12 for a lot of their a lot of their rolls. We were just like failing or not even getting certain things. We missed so many plot, so many big important plot hooks. We missed so many things. It was ridiculous. It was funny, but we all had fun. Hold on a second. Hold on. Anyway, um, Mandrillus Sesmodon apparently live on an isolated part of the world, mostly jungles, for the enigmatic species of kaiju that possess powerful telepathic abilities, able to communicate and manipulate the minds of other living creatures. Primarily solitary animals, vampiric psychic simian that draws its sustenance on the energies of living creatures, primarily other kaiju. Yeah. Yeah, that's Malakota. Uh, Ironically enough, despite being kind of a kid, he was also the only one to really interact with like a human who stuck with us and became very dad coded, which is funny because of another important character who very much is dad coded. Before we even get to him, oh boy, hold on, we have so much to go through still. We have so much to go through. Once again underestimated myself. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna take a mini break. And when we come back, I'm gonna try to push through as much as I can. All right, sound good? Sweet. All right. Now hold on a second as I do a quick turnaround. You know what? Sure, I'll leave this on. me getting constantly disconnected is probably doing a number on me. And probably the reason why, not a whole lot of people right now. I wouldn't say the main reason. Main reason is purely the luck thing. I open this. Bring us over here. I think for this character, I want to change it up a little bit. Oops, hold on. Oop. I messed up. Wait, no, I didn't. Yes, I did. Hold on, grab this. I just took a sippy, so yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna bring out the bear for this one. Just because I like the bear a lot. Alright, so. Unity. Duty. Beyond in Destiny. Oh, Unity and Duty bound in Destiny. And not the game. So. This is a very special character to me. This is Terry. Or Terry Daxian, as he is officially named. So Terry belongs to the same Talara world setting as Bantu is from. The difference is that Terry is much further in the timeline. He is further in the quote-unquote future. A good 200 years later or so in the timeline. Terry is mechanically speaking, as a character for D&D, is a warforged homebrew class of artificer, the mech pilot. He quite literally is like a little Lego lad. That was kind of the whole idea. Very heavy inspirations of Bionicle. So I decided to finally use that childhood fixation for something creative for a D&D game. And basically, hell, I made this guy appear in the studio program, the studio. And up there is actually a piece of fan art, not fan art. It was I feel awful, because that is somebody's like original art, and I decided that, wow, that looks super perfect. I went to one of my artist friends and was like, yo, could you is it possible for you to just turn that mask like black in color? Because that was very much like the best image that I could get for like Terry. Like at the time, I was like, wow, that would make for a really good token for him. So I need to find the artist. I need to find the original artist. Because they made some really cool art pieces of like different Matoran in like, I guess, like sort of dungeon delving outfits, which is kind of cool. So Terry is basically a dwarf-sized roboid, so he's actually very short. I think he's the smallest D&D character I have. And he was just amazing. He basically is technically the second character that I played in this D&D campaign. The previous character is a character that we're gonna get to, and is likely has the largest chunk in the slideshow. Suffice it to say, that character was a very, very vicious, very cunning, evil kind of character. He was very ruthless, very mysterious, cunning, intelligent. So massive whiplash when when the rest of my friends discover that this is the character that I follow up with. who was very much the cinnamon roll, the beautiful little precious cinnamon bun of the team. Very polite, well-meaning, little roboid lad. I'm gonna turn off the music for a bit. Do I still have the voice? No, not that one. I think this is the voice mod I used for him. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can try to get into the voice again. Hold on. Oh, hello. My name is Terry. Wait, is this on? Hold on. That's okay. That's drone. Oh, hello. My name is Terry. It's a pleasure to meet you. So yeah, Terry, very, very handsome. Very, well, I don't know. That's up to you to decide. Very, very, very polite, genuine, kind lad. Um, one of my favorite jokes about it is like Terry like reads over like plans for some kind of contraption. He's just like, I'm not really sure we should be making this, Mr. Imbis. Nah, don't worry, Terry. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be totally fine. But it sounds like war crimes. So, yeah. Terry was fun. Part of his class is that he builds constructs, like these empty constructs that he pilots on the inside. So yeah, mechs. Every mech was very much based off of a Bionicle set that, that I really liked and I picked out. He had Chromvok, which was basically a Borok. Nui Barris, which was a Nui Jaga. The Scorpions from like the first year of Bionicle, like first and a half, second year of Bionicle. Tara Grim was a Tarakava, so it was basically that freaking Rock'em Sock'em punch dude with the tank treads. And then lastly, the Nightmare, which is basically the Makuta Pterodax armor. And you can now piece together what Terry is all about, or what he is, technically speaking. The idea was basically, yes, no, he just 100% is a Matoran. Terry is effectively the reincarnation of Makuta Pterodax. And as sort of a curse upon the rest of his living days is to be kind of a meek Matoran. And at some point he came across the Kanohi Krakan, the Mask of Shadows. And for some reason, somehow, that just stuck. It stayed on him. And technically, as far as Matoran go, they can't use any powers from the masks that they have. They cannot access the Kanohi powers. So, this bizarre mask that, more than likely a lot of Matoran would definitely see as a bad omen and a bad thing, would not, kind of stay away from Terry. Left alone in a new world, he matches her. Yeah, so suffice it to say, what happened to Terry is that he was in the middle of a fight with a very dangerous character from the Bionicle universe, Vizon. Because in the actual lore of Bionicle, Vizon did survive all the way through the end. And for those who don't know, Vizon is the 7th Paraka. He's the guy with the giant spider or the big dragon, depending on, when you want to perceive him. He's bad shit insane. That's kind of the whole point of Vizon. He is an a literal agent of chaos, an opposing force of Takanuva, a prophesized literal golden hero who's gonna save everybody at the 11th hour. Vizon is the opposite. He is literally a chaotic force of misery and insanity that just appeared because of an accident, a mistake, and now he exists. What ends up happening is that Vizon gets stuck with the Kanohi Olmok, which is the mask of gateways. Basically, he can just make a portal and go anywhere he wants. Which, you know, is scary when it's attached to basically Lego Joker, you know? And not literal Lego Joker now, because that's an IP that they have, you know, licensed IPs and all that, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Hold on, wait. Oh, can my... Oh, great, hold on, I need to... Okay, hold on, I kind of want to adjust my... I need to adjust the bear real quick. Hold on a second. So, suffice it to say, in this conflict, in a panic, if you will, Vizon makes his big escape. And somewhere in the middle of the action... Ow. Oh, I can't... Damn, my brow tracking is off now. Whatever. I can no longer, like furrow my brows, and I've... Hold on, E? Nope, alright, whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway. Yeah. Terry is caught in a very... basically an explosion, with the rest of his workshop kind of going up in smoke. He falls into a portal that was kind of just haphazardly made to go anywhere but here. And he just fell in it with a few of his with some of his machineries and some of his tools and whatnot, which, for the sake of plot convenience of him being able to survive. And he makes it into Lara somehow, and decides that, you know what? I'm away from everything. I'm in a whole new world. I can begin another new life, even though he doesn't remember who he was back then. I can begin a new life. People won't, you know, dislike me, not trust me. But no, if anything, he felt just determined to get back home. And that's kind of the whole point of Terry. He was just a lost lad, well, not helpless, but like a lost lad who just wanted to go home. That was basically the whole point of his character, is just a weird little redemption story of basically a robotic Bilbo Baggins, I guess. Because he does make his home in this town of like tinkerers and builders, but he lived separate from everybody, because he's a mostly robotic dude in a world of organics, so everything's kind of weird, suffice it to say. So he's doing his best. He did his best to pretty much live on his own. He made friends with a couple people. He picked up the Dwarven language. Built his own like underground workshop, like almost kind of looking like Onu Koro, like just this big underground like home for himself. Even though he definitely looks more like a Pomatoran, but yeah, you get the gist. Wait, hold on, music. There we go. Welcome home, of course. Oh. There we go. Anyway, so Terry, right? Our great inventor. He is a really good inventor, even among his own peers. Even among his own peers, he was a really good inventor. He was very technologically savvy. He knew about a lot of things that probably came from his reincarnation, but like he never saw himself as being much better than anybody else who was good at putting things together. But he noticed he is leagues, centuries, no, maybe even thousands of years ahead of everybody on this planet. Like, they have some really good stuff, and they're doing really good for themselves with what they have. But you compare Nui Barris, his basically his Nui Jaga that he kind of just built himself, compared to one of their bigger mechs and constructs made in this world. They don't compare. Like, it's not even close. So, uh, despite wanting to live a more hermit, isolated, kind of life, he became kind of renowned for being perhaps one of the greatest, like, inventors of the continent that he was on. um, in fact, one of his friends that he made, um, I believe she was human. I don't know if Toner is still around here or not. She was a human NPC who was kind of romantically tied to a wizard of the party. Um, Basically, out of pure spite, decided to prove our wizard wrong, that she was very much capable of doing anything he could without the use of magic proper. Yeah, that person became his friend, Terry's friend. And, like, it's funny because, like, the idea I had is, like, yeah, they would totally be friends, but, like, the idea Terry sees her as, like, an overly eager peer, and she just is just smitten by this tiny little adorable dude who can just make the greatest of wonders possible. So, so it's just like, so when we finally introduced Terry, I still remember this, right? I'm gonna lower the volume a bit. The party arrives at this lady's house. I want to say her name was Alfira. I think no, I think Alfira was a different person. Anyway, we arrive at this artificer. Let's call her an artificer for right now. This artificer's her workshop, her home. We arrive there because we have to, like, well, we need to stop out of town for supplies. Like, the party needed a place to stay. We needed to, like, recuperate after all the things that we were dealing with. And not to mention, we have to also go save our druid's draconic mom from being used by a savage beastmaster. Anyway, when we arrive, our wizard and this artificer lady are kind of having a bit of an argument, if I remember correctly. That people kind of discussing a lot of important things. She's kind of haphazardly doing stuff, making things. She was actually inventing an arcane gateway, like, for interplanar travel, and she got pretty close to it too. But she invited Terry to come basically see her finish it, see her complete the device. And when Terry arrived, there was just, like, this great rumbling, shaking of the earth. Everybody could, like, feel the ground quaking, because, like, he's like showing up in his mech. There's just, like, a big heavy stomps, like metallic boots, like, approaching the door, and then just, like, a clanging knock, like, gurn, gurn, gurn. And this artificer lady, she's like, "Oh my god, he's here! Okay, everybody, be cool, be cool. He's really shut the fuck up. No, you go over there. No, you shut the fuck up over there. Okay, go. Okay, we're good. She's super hyped. She's super soaked. She opens the door, and, like, coming across the doorway is this little guy who's, like, I don't remember what his canonical height was. I think he was 4'5", or, like, something just a little shorter. But basically, he was shorter. Okay, there was another character, a player in the party, who had a very short character. She was a very short elf lady. I think she was, like, 5 foot even, or, like, 4'9", 4'11" or something. Terry was like 4'8". Just holy shit! Like, wow, you are officially the smallest person here now. It's just like, hello. But because of dwarven, I guess his build, he was still considered a medium creature for the sake of just ease, I guess. But yeah, he just arrives like, oh, hello. My name is Terry. It's a pleasure to meet you all. You know? Chris, you adds. So, Terry meets the party. Everybody is just, he's integrated into the party. He's slowly, I guess, slowly integrated to the party because remember he just wants to go home. That's all he wants. He doesn't care for adventures. He doesn't care for going out and doing certain things. He doesn't want to take any unnecessary risks. And unfortunately, in the town he's in, uh, suffice it to say, Rock'em Sock'em Robots is a pastime. And he constantly rejects any invitation for that because like, no, I don't know. I don't want to risk losing anything more than I have. I just want to go home, please. And in many and I'm pretty sure like the artificer lady kind of put that together to help him on his way to go back home. One of my favorite things about that whole sequence is that when they go to visit the basement where she's making this thing, Terry's like looking at like all of her like graphical equations of like how to make all this work, of like how, the actual like physics behind it all, and just stares, pulls out a chalk, erases a 2 and turns it into a 1. He's not tampering with it. It's just he noticed that she made a mistake and is like, oh, I'm gonna just fix that real quick. Which leads me to one of my other favorite moments is like, this lady's like, huh, you think I can't do this? I am perhaps the greatest. I am easily the greatest inventor on this continent. Heck, even the whole world, I would dare say. And just Terry just looks over like, am I a joke to you? Just like a slight, slant to his face, like just. Oh, am I a joke to you? This is just. This is just so goofy. So, mechanic. So, last big thing that I remember about Terry is that, Boy-chan, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. The last thing I want to talk about Terry is how, there was a very important pivotal moment that happened in the game that really kind of changed things. Um, Outside of the fact of Terry kind of just recreating Protodermis and Antidermis to kind of make the Nightmare armor work, and just crafting new materials and items and being like, okay, this is technically a plain greatsword. There's no enchantment on it. But despite not having any magic on it, this is basically a +2 weapon. Which means that from here on out, I've just raised the base bar of like your items, effectively. Basically, if you invest in these items, they will hold up even greater in the long run than anything you can find or make. He whatchamacallit? He helped out a lot of people. In many ways, basically just thrusted into the fray of heroism. In fact, like our fighter lady that I was talking about, who was really short, he was very much she was very much an inspiration to him, just seeing how brave she was. fighting and like doing all this stuff. Uh, Even made protodermis armor for her. Very much sort of his way of like like making a little reference to Tahu Nuva, because she had a weird quirk. She had like this really goofy quirk where she was just immune to fire. It was part of a goofy trend that I set a long time ago as a DM. Maybe I'll talk about it later. But the big thing, the big, I guess, paradigm shift, if I would call, for Terry's story arc, there was a crazy event that happened in the game. See, in this game, every character had a very special, like, magical mark upon them. Basically, plot-based power, like unique mechanic power that everybody has. Right? Excuse me. Each mark is like tailored toward like their character, of like what cool little abilities they can do based on just, you know, progression as like a character, sort of rewarding role playing and like character stuff. Terry, because, you know, lore wise, he's not from this world, so he can't have that. That's not something he has access to. He can't have these like special like destined marks because he's not from that world. So to sort of compensate, I kind of went further into the notion of him discovering more of himself, of who he was, with the usage of the Kanoe Krakan, of that basically being an artifact item that just will gradually upgrade as time progressed and he gains access to these forgotten shadow powers, you know? So the big paradigm shift that happened, right? Remember the magical marks I was talking about a bit ago? Well, they're needed for a big plot related event that happened. So all of those players who had those kind of disappeared into like a different dimension for a different time space. And they were technically gone for, I think, I know Toner isn't here anymore, but I think it was like a year or like a year and a half. They were just gone. Everybody, a lot of things changed during that time period. In fact, just like before they came back. Wait, no, after. Because they did come back, but they didn't reunite with Terry. At least most of them didn't reunite with Terry. The city that he was, you know, living in gets. Oh yeah, he nuked. I forgot about that. He nuked his. He kind of nuked his town and slash, workshop, because there were people after him. For some reason, there was somebody with the same name, and the people who were after him were basically a bunch of warforged extremists who are just kill all humans, baby, or just organics, basically. And he realizes that these people are not ready for the technology I have at my disposal. Yours, like all the species that live on your world are not ready to handle this technology. If you have access to it, the death toll, everything, the consequences would be catastrophic. So he kind of just nuked his workshop so that nobody could have access to anything he had left behind, especially when he went out adventuring again. Suffice to say, big paradigm shift is him evacuating a city, a town that was basically now under a kaiju attack, for lack of a better term. Supersized, weird, multi-limbed worm monster thing, just rampaging, destroying things, or something of the matter, I believe, or just like, it was like a big like siege battle, I think. I don't know. Suffice it to say, Terry had pretty much fulfilled any sort of like obligation he may have had to the party and anybody else around, and it's like, you know what? I've got everything I need into Nui Barris. I got everything in my little my machine. I obviously I can't. There's just nothing here for me now. I'm gonna move on, and I'm gonna try to figure out another way back home to get home, I guess. And like maybe like less than a mile out, he turns around and realizes that this is wrong. This isn't what he should be doing. That yes, he wants to get home. He really wants to go home. But those people shouldn't have to die just because he'll abandon them to find his way back home, you know? And in many ways, I feel like I kind of tried to emulate that sort of inspiration of Matoran looking up to Toa, of like doing the right thing and helping others and saving lives. And if he's gonna risk his own life to make sure that these people, even though he owes nothing to them, even though they are not of his world, they're not of his kin, it's not right to just leave them behind. So he fucking turns around, hauls ass, and gets back to where everybody is. And he kind of continued on. He continued being part of the party. Went around helping save people. Had a scary one-on-one showdown with a Rakshasa outside of his mech. Story goes, we are technically in hell, but we're in a city that hell swallowed up. We need to basically grab MacGuffin from a vault. Terry uses mask power to basically teleport, step through shadow or something like that, where he teleports through his shadow or his mech's shadow to appear in a shadow on the inside of the vault that he can see. Grabs MacGuffin, but now it's just him separated from the party with a Rakshasa that is very much ready to tear his ass in tway. And Terry's basically very, very squishy, very killable when it's just him. He's like, oh, hold on. Oh dear. You know? Terry manages, through the skin of his non-existent teeth, to teleport himself out of there just in time. He got back into his mech and started fucking bullying this Rakshasa. It was super cathartic. And you know what was even better? There was something about Rakshasa that I didn't actually know. They are vulnerable to, I guess, weapon damage or things. They're vulnerable to attacks from good aligned characters, from good aligned creatures. And Terry is neutral good. So that big fucking scary like nightmare mech just starts beating the shit out of that Rakshasa. And I think I even like pulled a freaking cyberpunk edge runner like line of like, hold on a second. So instead of saying like, what's the matter, little bird, never learned to fly, it was more like
What's the matter, little cat? Did you learn to land on your feet?
it is just like, just got obliterated. It was great. It was so fun. Alright. So what do we got? Saved a city from certain doom, provided the most generous gift to one dragonsmith. Oh, that's right! Oh, I forgot about that. That was so cool. So, like, in the city that they were in, there was a legendary, I guess, blacksmith, for lack of a better term, a crafter of things, who was a dragon lady. Hold on a second. And whatchamacallit. Wait a minute, what is this? Hold on, what the hell is this? Maybe later. Anyway. Open that again, open this. Alright, anyway. Basically, Dragonsmith lady. Really good at making stuff. And we're like, okay, how do we get like an audience with this person? She's like really big and awesome. Like, well, we need to provide offerings, you know, make a tribute. That's dragons like that shit, don't they? Yeah, I guess. But like, what could we give? What could we make for like such a master craftsman who's had like centuries of wisdom and skill and has made all sorts of things? What could we give a person who can just make what she wants or needs, right? So the idea that Terry had, um, she is a fire-based dragon who is living inside of a volcano, which means if she is somebody who does a lot of metallurgy, it might be difficult for her to maintain any sort of oils or water at the correct temperature she needs to quench whatever metal, you know, piece she's working on. So he created, with the help of like a sorcerer that we have, he was able to create a container. Basically, he was able to create a sort of magical refrigeration unit, if you will. Something that would be able to keep such things at colder temperatures to be able to, so that she could use these for, you know, crafting, making things. He basically, the best thing that he could give her is a tool that she may not have, or something that she may not have thought about per se. So yeah, he just created this thing, and she loved it. She thought it was fucking awesome, which I thought was cool. And now for my second favorite Terryism that I don't think I've ever officially said in a game. This is more of a gag than anything. Which is the whole point of the image down here. Of like, I respectfully asked for no horny. This is Kazly Shadowblade. Now I'm afraid I'll have to ask disrespectfully. This is a casting little Shadowblade. I'm afraid I respectfully asked for no horny. Now I'm afraid I'll have to ask disrespectfully. Okay. This is the big one. The first big one. Oh boy, okay. Hold on. I'm gonna change models for this. Give me back this one. Nope. So, we have a very big, important character here. And I'm going to hydrate now. Big hydrate. God, I'm going to be non-verbal for the next week now. I've been talking so much today. So, this is Nokritep, the false deacon, Zadra, the promised end. Oh boy, okay. So in the game that he is played, we will go simply by Zadra. Simic Hybrid Path of the Beast Barbarian. A barbarian with an intelligence score of 19, mind you. So, I decided to kind of... This is probably one of the most... I would say complicated character that I've ever made. In that there's a lot of story and lore here that kind of happens off screen that I've had to kind of piece together and do myself. As you can see, none of this art is originally my own. These are literally things that I grabbed as tokens, as I've said before. Christ, how do I start this one? So, Crab. I just basically used as a template, mechanically speaking, as his character sheet and stats. I used Tulok the Barbarian's, I guess, build for a Xenomorph for this, and honestly, he kind of played like a Xenomorph, which was kind of funny and scary. Being able to climb walls, surfaces, having proficiency in stealth, having the physical strength to bite, claw, tail stab. Yeah, because he's got a big tail stab mechanic thing. This is the only character that one of the only characters I would say I have, like, a voice in mind inspiration for, and I honestly picture Willem Dafoe voicing this character. I would try voicing him right now, but I am already... my voice is already straining as we speak. So, I'm not even gonna try. Oh boy, okay. So how do I... Alright, you ready? Are we locked in? Are we ready for me to break down this ridiculous character? You fucking better be. Okay, hold on, let me... What the fuck is going on over here? I'm getting notifications from things. Oh, it's just Sky being Sky. Got it. Alright, here's the beginning. I'm gonna actually try to... I'm gonna try to read this.
Let the chaos commence.
I'm gonna reduce the audio just for myself. The story begins during the Dawn War. I don't remember the actual name for it, I just call it that. Basically, the big conflict between the gods and the primordials. During said war, the primordials created many great and terrible things to combat the gods. The primordial of winter and seas created the first generation of krakens. Among them was Nokratep, the Promised End. Yes, I stole that from MTG. I don't give a fuck. That title goes hard as fuck. This Kraken and a vanguard of ancient warriors went up against the primordial of summer and flame, who was causing everyone problems and had to be put down. All the four elemental primordials got sent to their own new zones of their respected element, and the material world could now be stabilized for life to begin flourishing. Okay, basically what I just broke down, it was basically like the War of the Titans, of like gods and the Titans, etc. Primordial elemental beings of chaos and shit. In lore, Krakens have a few origins. Fun fact, I don't think they can copyright that, but I get you, it goes hard. So Krakens have a very bizarre lore because remember, the setting here is based a lot on Wizards of the Coast Faerun stuff, so especially when it comes to the cosmology, so I decided to kind of play around with that. And the idea is that Krakens have a very bizarre origin that is not fully solid. So I decided to kind of roll with one of the prevailing theories of Krakens were basically a generation of warriors, soldiers created by the primordials, the elemental forces, to help combat the gods. And the Krakens were created by the basically the great primordials of water. Um, Nokratep is part of that first generation, and he basically existed fighting all these battles in the dawn time, if you will. He basically helped take down a big fire the basically the fire primordial who kind of went out of control. Set up a lot of big important cosmic events that happened with other deities such as Tharizdun and Asmodeus. When that but however, when the Great War was finally over, Nokratep was the last to remain. So basically, Nokratep is, for all intents and purposes, the first Kraken. Or rather, the oldest living Kraken. And of the first generation. And basically gained the... From around here, I would say he would have gained, like, the title of Promised End of, like... I am the one who inherited the seas. I am the Lord of the Ocean. Period. Fuck you. All others of his spawn from his all others of his kind spawn from his image and carry on similar characteristics of his behaviors and personality. Basically, they all kind of just mitosis. A lot of the early Krakens mitosis out of him, basically. From him, do all Krakens gain a very interesting traits that have become universally ingrained into their bodies, their minds. And this is which is something that I found fascinating about Krakens to begin with. In D&D and so on here, Krakens are definitely one of those big time monsters like ancient dragons, Tarask, etc. Beholders, perhaps. But like those big time boss monsters, while they see themselves as like, you know, big living godly beings, Krakens see themselves as a blank canvas. Where a dragon will see himself, a dragon or a beholder would see himself as like the apex, the pinnacle of their own kind. Like I am the best. I am perfect. Why would I need to do or change anything of who I am? Krakens don't see that. They see themselves as a blank canvas. And which comes from, I guess, that trait of water, of adaptation, of change. So they start out probably looking like just a squid, like a very big squid. And as they age and grow, they change. They mold and craft their bodies through magics, through sorceries, through experiments. They change themselves. They adapt. No one Kraken is gonna be the same. They're all especially when they reach, you know, further into adulthood, they're gonna change. They're not gonna stay a squid forever. And that is a trait that started with Nokratep. He did not stay the same from when he was born. He changed his body constantly, changing, being something different, mighty. And as time went on, with his ruthlessness and colossal frame, Nokratep was blessed as the favored child of Panzuriel, and so given the alias by the god and our boy's Kraken offspring, the Great Unbeheld. Panzuriel is basically an evil sea deity. That's the thing. The Great Unbeheld is a it is a D&D lore creature. It is what all Kraken basically connect back as a common ancestor, the root of their species, the Great Unbeheld. a kraken so unbelievably massive that it just envelops around the world with its arms, through the earth, over over great chasms of the ocean. A being of just insane enormity. From here on out, Nokretep would establish his dominion over the vast oceans of the world, Talara. Through his mastery of magic and connection of the elemental water, he began to mold new life that was growing in the ocean. Yeah, he basically just took. He basically kind of just started playing God in his own way. Of, and you can probably see some interesting parallels between Nokretep and certain VTuber lore of me, of taking existing life that's in the ocean and basically help mold things into a new evolutionary stages. Uh, Basically creating oceanic warlords, very much inspired by the Baraki from Bionicle, Emial, Charaptis, Trigon, Oryxtis, Inferjin, and Venazak. Uh, Basically his warlords that would go out, claim their territories, their kingdoms, in the name of the promised end of Nokretep. And then we get to the next stage of his life. Millennia go by as life in the oceans continues to evolve over the centuries. More sapient species rise and change the landscape. The gods help bring more of the oceans, bring more to the oceans, and as such, the next true sapient ocean races began to thrive. Merfolk, Tritons, etc. Nokretep would stir from his rest and personally investigate. Nokretep had already reached such tremendous size that the very motion of his body created massive changes in sea levels. Basically, yeah, he was just so large at this point. Him moving, uh, caused, a lot of just changes in ocean levels, in the tides shifting, probably sunk an island or two. Like, the very notion of something so massive moving really kind of just gradually affected the earth, the world. And eventually on his prowl he came across the first mermaid, Thasia. Yeah. You can kind of guess where this is going. Wait, did it? Oh, I fucked it up. Damn it, me. This is a... Whatever. Okay. Correct tile. Fuck you past me. You fucked it up. Alright, insert some romance BS for you monster lovers out there. Or something. I don't fucking know. You guys ruin everything anyway. Yeah, no. Big romance arc. He found just, instead of, violence, mayhem, simple predation, uh, he grew to understand beauty. And not just, oh wow, person hot. No, the concept of what is something that is beautiful. What makes something beautiful? What makes something so sublime and awe-inspiring? Suffice it to say, Thasia was somebody very important in Nokretep's longevity, in his sort of, I guess, demigod, deity-like existence of basically somebody who basically helped change something in a way he wasn't expecting to change, which is something that is kind of integral to his character. as a being of the element of derived from the element of water, he is something that changes. And so this was a change that definitely was unforeseen, but of course a lot of things changes can be unforeseen, but there was just something about it that was just not seemingly even an idea, possibility, concept that made him kind of change a lot of the way he approaches the world, life, and his, I guess, leadership, deityhood-ish, his where he is as a leading force in the ocean, as basically the god king of ocean. Um, it was something interesting, I think. Um, of course, but the thing is, he is virtually immortal. Thasio is not, was not. She eventually would pass away. She would eventually come to and her life would come to an end. And she is forever honored and remembered in a current day archipelago that was once underwater. So yeah, it was basically kind of a geological changes. Like at one point, it was basically like this. Uh, I wouldn't call it a cavern. It was basically like this great like sort of like oceanic like plateaus, archways, these like big like stone uh backdrop, for lack of a better term. I can't find the words for it. It was like this a sublime like rock formation underwater that over the millennia just eroded into islands, into basically this archipelago. Um uh Yeah, great monument to a being that showed this tyrant of the ocean the beauty of life and how it cherished and must be allowed to thrive and change. That basically, yeah, he holds reign, but things change. Water can, adapt and mold whatever it's in, but you can't hold on to it. You can't really do much other than just let it go wherever it goes. And yeah, it was just a matter of him finding that change or dealing with whatever change happens, whether it's something he uh, made happen or not. Hold on a second. So, Nokritep would continue to take a more passive role in the world's ocean as, yeah, gradually he just. This is basically that moment where things become legend, legend becomes history, history becomes a myth, Sort of thing where, like, he existed. He left his mark on the world, but as, you know, times move forward and change, nobody properly remembered Nokritep, save for, like, maybe his own Kraken, descendants. And few, like, other sea creatures. Um, entire empires, nations rose and fell in his lifetime. That was something that I kind of wanted to help capture in the game, where like the players managed to get to where Nokritep's, I guess, the seat of his power, where he was based himself in, had like forgotten like um architecture, artistry of like kingdoms, of like empires and kingdoms just come and gone. Some that are forgotten to time, others that were just so ancient that like people didn't even think that there could have been something before them, Diversity of life continued to expand and his presence slowly faded. Yeah, history became legend, legend became myth, etc. He had a few like interactions with like the world outside. There was like a weird. He probably had like some, I don't know, plan of raising the sea levels. Very, I don't know, Team Aqua. Friggin' releasing Kyogre. We're going to flood the world. Like, okay, guy. Deterred by some group of adventurers, I guess. Basically, he was definitely the big bad of an entire campaign at some point. Uh, Somebody fucking took a piece of his carapace and used it as like a fucking shield. Fucking rude. Oh yeah, he had a vampire lord. He just, there was like a vampire was just trying to like escape somewhere with like a fleet of his stuff. And he's like, I'm feeling undead tonight. And just killed them. Then something weird happened after that though. For those of you who were here, oh yeah, I called him like the sea yeah, there was like a pharaoh title that I gave him a while ago, the something pharaoh. Nah, anyway. Here's the thing. If any of you guys were here earlier talking about our good boy Terry, our little buddy, how the players in that game had to have like this sort of magical like destiny plot, you know, mark upon them. Yeah, this is the character Terry followed. So this was the character that I was playing beforehand. Him being so ancient, he technically shouldn't have that mark. But because he ate a person who had it, it's somehow transferred to him. He is infected by this divine curse that starts to rot away at his body. It starts to kill him. And he's like, fuck that shit. Nope, I'm gonna do everything I can to fucking keep myself alive. So he keeps mutating his body. He keeps altering it in various ways. Like, no longer gonna stay stagnant as he is, he has to change. And his body gradually, with every change, his body shrinks. And shrinks and shrinks with like every new form, but it's nothing's enough. He cannot stay in anything that's even remotely what he is anymore. He was literally trying to out-evolve the curse. To just evolve it out of his system, basically. It basically had to mold his body into a very shitty imitation of another character that we will be talking about near the end. Oh boy, is that one gonna be a fucking doozy. And I'm gonna be honest right now, guys. I don't know if we're gonna make it through the entire slideshow. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Because it's starting to hurt right now. I am tired. Voice is hurty. And, I don't know, my energy levels are going down. Motivation is plummeting, but we are going to push through because this is the biggest one. Alright. I am pretty much running out of water. Anyway. At some point during plot, at some point during story, basically traveling as a false version of another character, plot happens, mostly because we had a big like D&D break. There was just some personal problems happening in real life with the players and everybody involved. Um, Basically, there was just a pretty big schism of friendship that happened that I still feel kind of sad about, but it had to happen. Things had to change. Things had to improve. We had to like change up things. And also, our DM was burnt out. He was just steam coming out of his ears now. So we took a break, and eventually we came back. And when we came back, it was like some of us had we were given the option of keeping our characters or rolling new ones. I decided to roll a new character because I was just not happy with how effectively Nokratep was being played. So I decided to mechanically make a new character but keep the same character. Basically, I re-rolled his class and race, basically, which made sense based on what we just talked about. Taking more oceanic themes, he is now what is mechanically speaking a simic hybrid, chimeric creature of the ocean, and a Path of the Beast barbarian. Which is funny because we're talking a lot about magical stuff and spellcrafting. I'd like to believe that he saw the predicaments of his event and said, you know what, fuck it. You know what? Magic was getting me into some shit. I'm gonna stop using magic and I'm going to physically make this happen. And just say I'm gonna throw hands. I am done trying to like stay behind using this magic. I'm going to rip into you. I'm going to tear these people asunder. So, Big Brain Barbar using his knowledge of history to help provide a lot of context of what's going on around him. Basically, he had a pretty high intelligence score. He had proficiency in history. He used his big brain to pretty much not just his big brain, but also just his experience being alive for certain events. To kind of help give context to things of what's happening around the players, of why X area is so important, why things are the way they are in, places. He was a character who was more, how do I put this? Strategic. What the hell is this? Oh, tricky KSMR. Okay, I'm okay with this. Big Brain Man, who's basically more strategic, more forward thinking on what to do. Um, made friends with a Hecatoncris, 100-handed smith of an ancient time. Uh, gave people a lot of, despite being this creepy, violent, monstrous Hannibal Lecter person, he gave a lot of advice. He genuinely listened to people. He stopped to talk and understand things and give his 2 cents. Even if sometimes it may have come off as like scary, a bit creepy, spooky, you could tell that there was a wisdom to him, and that maybe hearing what this guy had to say could be helpful. He oddly made friends with the party wizard, who was kind of a little more of an introverted guy who had a bit of an ego to his name, being a really, really cracked wizard. Uh, but he oddly just gave him some like just bits of wisdom and advice on just fatherhood, which is kind of odd, but also interesting because he is a father. he brought things to life. He raised and watched things grow. So like it was just interesting. It was just very interesting. He eventually leaves the party when they arrive at the archipelago where, the monument to Thassia. Basically, he made a deal with some very bad evil people. Basically, the closest I guess we could get to like the one true enemy of the setting, who may or may not have been of my own creation, as I will explain at the very end of this slideshow, which unfortunately may not even be tonight. These evil cults of the Far Realm made basically made a pact to restore a lot of the things he's lost over the ages. He thought he left behind the warlords that he made to kind of keep everything protected and to like help, and the other cultists would help restore things. But no, this basically just made shitty clones of of like of Zadra's old subordinates, and the only one that remained was a shark, like a big time shark dude, Charybdis or something like that. I named him. I don't remember. And when he figured it out that like, oh wait, he's normal, he's fine, but all these guys, when I wound them, there's like a weird, like goopy substance coming out of them. I didn't put that there. I didn't make that. And then Zadra just went fucking ham. He just unleashed ancient Kraken fury on these fucks who were like basically tricked them. It was wild, and Zadra's like, you know what? No, I gotta stay here. I gotta fix this. I gotta repair my home, my kingdom, my people. Whatever is left of what I had needs to be fixed. And I need to basically honor somebody that I left, somebody that I loved who is gone now. And also hold off an incurring evil that is going to threaten our existence if I don't do something that the party isn't particularly ready for, but something that I can at least hold by and give you guys time. So he takes the Hecatonkris, and together they start to rebuild things for him. And Zadra does come back at some point. Oh boy, my other favorite boy. Okay, Zadra does come back in the campaign, like to sort of help out in some sort of weird, goofy interplanar shenanigans that have been happening. But yeah, that was kind of the end of his story, for lack of a better term, because unfortunately that D&D game campaign came to a close, for a lot of personal reasons that happened within the players, which is honestly really sad, but also understandable. People just started to not accept each other. There was some very bad things, uh, an abuse of trust, etc. I don't know. I do kind of miss the game, but it's just there's no coming back to it now, and that's just the end of that. Oh boy, moving on. Wait, hold on. We're at Thresk already? Wait, really? Hold on. Could have sworn I had like a lot more to go over. Okay, I'll tell you what. These next slideshows are very important and special to me, and I would like to be at 100% to talk about these characters. Because these are basically the top 5, the like characters that are going to, if I had to pick any of these, any 5 out of these that will stay forever with me, it's these guys, and they mean a lot to me, and I want to be able to be at my best talking about these guys. Not to mention they're dragons. Most of them are dragons. Well, half of them are dragons. Hold on. 2 of them are dragons, which is kind of half of 5, but yeah. Then the sad thing is, like, I commissioned Tube to make art of one of these guys, and he's been busy and also kind of tired and taking care of a lot of other personal things and hasn't gotten to it yet. Which is sad because he was supposed to finish. It was supposed to be this month's commission work, and nah, did not finish. Didn't even get to mine yet. Which is fine. I'm used to. Annoyed, but also used to artists that I've commissioned not, completing work that I've sent them. Well, whatever. So, my throat is in pain, and I am getting tired. So, I think I'm going to start closing this down. Let me do this. And as much as I would have liked to have, like, played a bit of Baldur's Gate, nah. I think I'm going to go kind of lay down for a while. And just try to not talk. Okay. Tomorrow is Friday. I know Tia invited me to go out to get drinks. I don't know if I can anymore. And I believe Red wanted... I don't know if we're still gonna do it because we kind of closed the Discord. But I know Red wanted to stream... whatchamacallit? Transformers 1 at his Discord. I don't know when that's gonna be. I need to bug him. Any of the mods should be bugging him for this. I did want to show off that music video again. But I'll be honest, I'm gonna hold on to it for now. Maybe I'll show it again someday. It's on private on my YouTube channel. So maybe I'll unlist it and I'll share it somewhere, but yeah. But for now, let's just go sing or give a happy birthday to one funny Dino Man who is on right now. We're gonna go see Growl Brown. It is his birthday. On Halloween, indeed. Growl is a good bean. Silly Dino Man. Bastard child of Red. And, overall a pleasant fellow. You know, I wish I had more to say. And I probably do, but I'm also just tired and my throat hurt. So, there's so much that's happened within the last 3 years. I feel like so much has happened. More has happened in the last 3 years than in the past decade for me, if that makes sense. So, I've been through a lot of things. Starting this channel, meeting new people, making friends, losing friends, losing a lot of trust and acceptance from people that I cared about a lot, gaining new ground with new places be. I don't know. I have a lot to say, but I can't. Alright, go say hello to Grawl. It's been great being here for 3 years. I'm tired. Get out of here.